Ami! Hi guys, collection review and a great family heirloom story for Matthew, who is 52, and before he went into automatic watches, he, like we all do, bought some Swatch, Timex, Ironman, Citizen, Blue Angels, Skyhawks, and then in 2018 he got one of the icons of Seiko, the Alpinist Saab 017. I have that watch as well with the green dial, discontinued, very charming watch and a great way to start with automatic watches. Then he got a Ball Engineering hydrocarbon magnet GMT, not my favorite type of of watch, but probably very solid. Then he got the Tudor Blackberry Eta, which is now pretty much a collectible. He's got a little smiley font with the red bezel. I quite like it. Of course, he got the Seiko Skx, the 009 and the 011. Cool watches, always good to have a SKX on hand. He got the Hamilton Khaki Navi Pilot, the one you probably know from the movie Interstellar. I've considered that watch quite a few times, and it's a bit big for me, but a very cool watch. If you get one of the first ones with the unmodified ETA, that's the one from the movie. The later ones, the ones you can get now, probably have the 80 hours power reserve movement, so it's slightly different. Not sure which one he's got. But a cool watch. I think they sorted the details at Hamilton with half skeletonizing the hands for visibility. It's a pretty cool cool play with the lights with this watch. I like it. Then he had a Mido Ocean Star. I think it's a bit bland. Not a big fan of that one. I think that one probably you'd want to give it at one point to your kids or a little cousin or something, a nephew. Then we get to the serious stuff. An Omega Seamaster Aquaterra Ryder Cup edition. I really like the little extra touches of colors on this one. Very cool. Don't really care for the Ryder Cup association itself personally, but I think the watch itself looks great, and I've had an Aquaterra for several years, and really an enjoyable timepiece with a cool movement, nice case back to look through. And yeah, it's nice here on the strap. I like that blue strap. Very nice Omega. Then Matthew got Panerai PAM 111, and very classic PAM, simple. Sometimes the more classic, the better. You don't want to. It's even better to get a PAM with an ETA movement than try to go too fancy and have ask for more trouble than you really need from a PAM. I think. And now we come to the very cool story. So the Rolex 1680 is, and I'm reading the email, is the last watch to join my collection. It was given to me by the family of my dad's cousin. I last saw him December of 2019. His family had been hosting the annual family Christmas party for 30 years. He noticed my watch at the party, the Ball GMT. You see, the Ball GMT had a function in your life. It attracted the eye. So after all, not a bad purchase. And struck up a conversation. We talked for about 20 minutes. He was not a watch collector, but over the years he had accumulated a collection. Fast forward to September 2020, and he passes away. January of 2021, I get a call from his youngest son, who is 62, telling me his dad had left me a watch, and that watch was a 1969 Rolex Submariner 1680 that he had bought in Germany while stationed there during the Vietnam War as an army psychiatrist. I told the son, "Holy smokes, that is my birth year, 1969. He said his dad was well aware of that, which is why it's now yours. What a wonderful story. Just one thing I want to mention here. So the specs of the 1680, it is chronometer certified. It has for the first time the date, so slightly thicker watch. And the first ones normally the watch started its life in its production life in 1969, and the first one would be the red line Submariner. So there would be the Submariner word would be in red, and they're very valuable. However, here on the picture, I see that it is in white, which normally would come in 77 to 79, if I'm not mistaken. And you find three different dial appointments. Here we have a feet first, not the meter first, which would be on the only on the red Submariner versions. So maybe it was the dial was changed after a few years. Maybe it was changed after about 9-10 years. That is a possibility, or the watch was purchased later on. But you know, if I'm sure the story is correct, so it's from 69. I'm guessing the dial had been changed, unfortunately, because the red dial obviously fetches higher value. So Matthew, do check the serial number and look up on the internet, and you can see exactly if it was exactly from 69 or if it was from the late part of the 70s. But anyway, being given a 1680, what an amazing heirloom, what a beautiful gift, and something to cherish and, you know, pass on maybe yourself to another member of the family afterwards. Now Matthew says that other than the 1680, he has no great acquisition stories, but I can pinpoint where I was in life at the time of each purchase, he tells me, which gives life to all of them. I love my collection as it stands. Haven't made any purchase since the fall of 2020. I have one more watch in my peripheral. I would like to acquire a Tudor Submariner. Very cool, maybe a blue dial to contrast with the black dial, 1680. I have one in, one out rule, so maybe I would sell the Panerai if I find a good example. Yeah, they're still around, those Submariners, and they look very good. And however, you know, your Palm is cool. It's classic, and it's a very different look. I would sell it only if you're a bit tired of that look. You know, it will be okay, but yeah, don't get too excited. Although I don't feel like you're the kind of guy who's going to buy a lot of watches. If the Tudor Submariner is really what you want in your heart of hearts to complement your 1680, why not? And maybe sell the Panerai, which I think looks great, to fund it. The thing is, you already have quite a collectible Tudor, the ETA version. So maybe instead I would look into adding an Omega Speedmaster. Would be great to have a classic, because you have a beautiful classic collection now. Would great to add a classic chronograph, and there's nothing more classic than the Speedmaster. Whether you go for the professional, which is my preference, the outgoing model maybe, with the caliber 1861 with the Hesalite, or whether you go for the first Omega in space for something a bit smaller, they're all great. I really love and cherish mine and wear it hard. I wear it a lot. So yeah, there's not much to tell. It's just a collection that brings a smile to your face. I really like your entry-level watches. The Hamilton is cool. The Tudor Blackberry Eta is a cool watch to wear. The Saab 017, I don't know if you're really gonna wear it anymore, but it doesn't hurt, and it's a great watch to pass on as well to the next generation as a first watch. The ball, the look of it, you know, maybe you love it, and it's your only GMT. So if you love it, that's wonderful. Maybe down the line you will replace it with a nicer GMT from Rolex, for example. The Mido, yeah, I think it's the first one I would pass on to someone. I think when you have a beautiful Rolex like that, maybe the Mido is a bit bland in the look, but I'm sure very competent. I like the Aquaterra. It's probably a bit more classy watch in your collection. I think it's a good choice, and it's nice on the strap. So there you go, Matt. Thank you so much for sharing that wonderful story. I'm sure it's gonna speak to everyone, and everyone is gonna ask their mom and their aunt if there's not a watch forgotten in the drawer of one of our old uncles and cousin. I've asked my mom, and unfortunately, my uncles and my dad never really bought anything, any watch of value. Unfortunately, I would love a red or double red Submariner. All right, guys, share with us your family stories, vintage Rolex stories in the comments. Give this very cool story a like, and I'll speak to you all in the next one. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.